York. This is Phil O'Reilly, and it's 9 a.m. on Saturday, May 9th.
And I'm Anderson Trooper. Today we'll be coming to you with the latest news, including traffic updates. But first, let's start off with the weather. Today in our great city, we'll be having sunny skies all day with a high of 70 and a low of 55.
Today's biggest stories are the I'll Ride With You campaign, the Young Nobel Peace Prize winner, Bill Gates' interesting ways to solve Africa's problem, both sides of the global warming debate, Emma Watson's speech at the UN, as well as both sides of the recreational marijuana debate. But first, we'll start with a message from our sponsor, Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-woo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy.
Yeah!
Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Our first story concerns a woman whose small act of kindness sparked a Twitter hashtag that has been used over 150,000 times within 24 hours.
After a Muslim gunman held hostages in a Sydney linen cafe, many Muslims did not feel safe and felt they would be harassed for their faith. When the TV editor and writer Tessa Kuhlman heard of a woman who removed her hijab on the train out of fear, she decided to start a hashtag encouraging those wearing hijabs to ride on the train with her so that they would feel safe.
People then started tweeting their morning commutes along with an identifying article of clothing such as a scarf so that those in religious clothing would feel comfortable and safe.
More information was sold at O'Flynn on the field.
O'Flynn, take
O'Flynn.
it away.
I'm here with Zainab Omar, who felt personally affected by the campaign. When you first heard of the hostage situation, did you feel that people would treat you differently?
Yes, I definitely was, but the kindness of my fellow Australians has showed me that I have nothing to fear. The kindness of many can fight off the ignorance of the few.
And what did you think of what people were talking or doing on Twitter about you?
I think it's really great. It shows that Australia can succeed in combating Islamophobia and will not judge all Muslims based on a few radicals. When I came from the States 7 years ago, I never expected Australia to be such an amazing place.
Okay, thank you, Zainab. Back to you, Phil.
Not only does it produce water and get rid of waste, but it also creates clean energy, encouraging many entrepreneurs to get involved.
But now, let's talk to the man himself, Bill Gates. Bill Gates.
Hello, happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you. So, Bill, tell me how the Omni processor works.
Well, what happens is a pile of waste gets dropped into a bin, then is boiled and treated as it goes through the machine, resulting in a pure glass of water.
Very interesting. Have you tried it yourself?
Yes, I have. You really can't tell the difference.
Sounds great. We'll be back after the break.
Do you feel that Poland Spring is too mainstream for you and doesn't incorporate your hipster vibes? Well, we have an answer for you. Coming from Bill Gates, this new modern form of water is attracting hipsters all over the world. Coming from human feces in exotic parts of Africa, this water is not only different but pure as well. Now, kid, try these 2 bottles of water and tell me which is really Poland Spring and which isn't.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be discussing an issue whose mere existence has been debated for decades: global warming.
To start off, global warming is the gradual increase in Earth's average temperature and its oceans, which is believed to be permanently changing the Earth's climate.
I personally believe that this warming of approximately 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit since the early 1900s is a result of human activities, yet my colleague Mr. O'Reilly seems to think otherwise.
Clearly, this warming is just a result of natural fluctuations in Earth's atmosphere. The carbon dioxide from human activities is too small to create a significant difference.
Okay, so why is it that this warming is more than any warming of the Earth in the past 1700 years? Do you call that a coincidence?
So going off your point, wouldn't that mean that this has happened before? Clearly, there were no factories and cars giving off carbon dioxide, showing there must be another cause. Also, how would you explain the cooling period between the years of 1940 and 1970? If we were constantly increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, and carbon dioxide increases the Earth's temperature, why would the temperature suddenly dip? It just doesn't make sense, according to your point of view. This clearly supports my side that natural fluctuations cause instances like this rather than humans.
If these were a result of natural fluctuations, the sun would obviously play a large role. From 1979 to 2009, the sun's energy has increased and decreased with no net change in the Earth's temperature. There is a warming in the troposphere and cooling in the stratosphere. However, if the sun was the cause of the warming, there would be warming rather than cooling in the stratosphere.
That's a pretty interesting point there. Now let's talk about the so-called effect of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, especially carbon dioxide. There's not enough carbon dioxide for humans in the atmosphere to cause a significant difference. Carbon dioxide gets absorbed by carbon sinks, such as oceans and the Arctic tundra. In fact, 50% of human produced carbon dioxide has clearly been absorbed.
That means that 50% is still accumulating, and that 50% can make a huge difference. Also, computer models show that an increase in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere leads to global warming.
These computer models have been repeatedly found to be incorrect. They fail to simulate past climate changes and therefore cannot be expected, not trusted to predict future climate changes and patterns. Furthermore, you can constantly stress the effect of carbon dioxide, yet the rising temperatures are mostly caused by water vapor. According to the NOAA, water vapor was the cause of the warming during the 1990s.
While this is true, something called the water vapor feedback loops makes the situation even worse. The humidity in the atmosphere, which result from the water vapor, doubles the heating effect of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. Furthermore, there has been an 8-inch rise in the sea level between the years of 1961 and 2003. This excess water comes from melting glaciers, ice caps, and polar ice sheets, which have melted as a result of human-produced carbon dioxide.
I would just say this is another cycle of the Earth. There have been many extreme climate changes in the Earth's history, such as the Ice Age, and this is just another one. Furthermore, studies have shown that changing ocean currents have caused this melting rather than greenhouse gases. Furthermore, many of the statistics that claim increasing temperatures are flawed. 89% of National Weather Service monitoring stations are too close to large asphalt parking lots,
No.
air conditioners, heaters, and other artificial heat sources, making their measurements unreliable.
That's cool. But like, speaking of unreliable, all the studies that contradict the claim of human-caused global warming are funded by petroleum companies, bro. Come on. Whose best interests are not to get the blame for global warming? In fact, ExxonMobil has funded over 19 million to 29 groups who support a natural explanation of global warming. Between the years of 2004 and 2005, they gave 2.2 million to these groups. Say something like that.
But that can go right back, as the federal government has given $25 billion to pro-human causation groups between the years of 1998 and 2009. Researchers Against the View do not receive grant money.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this segment.
Before we go, we have a survey question.
Which side do you support? A, human causation. B, natural causation.
Go on to our website, mcgooglenews.com, to answer the question and leave your opinions over who won the debate. You can also watch expert opinions on the matter, as well as an important graphs and statistics about the effects of global warming.
I need piano lessons.
Oh, I can teach you how to play the piano. That's all you need to know.
And now for some real piano playing.
Our next topic seems to be a battle between the generations. Marijuana, the dried leaves, flowers, stems, and seeds from the hemp plant Cannabis sativa, is the most commonly used illicit drug in the United States.
Tetrahydrocannabinol, also known as THC, is a compound that is responsible for the drug's psychoactive effects. Users feel a high when THC binds to parts of the brain which control pleasure, time perception, and pain.
In fact, during the 1800s, marijuana was heavily used for its medicinal purposes. However, in the 1900s, it became associated with Mexican immigrants. Because of the anti-immigrant sentiment of the time, people pushed for it to become illegal. As a result, in 1937, Congress passed the Marijuana Tax Act, which banned marijuana except for a few medicinal purposes.
Marijuana legalization is one of the topics of our time that has split our society onto two sides. I think that marijuana should be legalized, as it's time to end a century-old battle of practically harmless substance.
That's where I disagree. Marijuana prohibition exists for a reason, and it should stay that way. Legalization is just a way of appeasing some teenagers who don't know their right from their left.
Let's start out with the physiological effects of marijuana.
Marijuana has many negative health effects. For example, because of marijuana causes the heart rate to jump up about 20 and 50 beats per minute. It increases the user's risk of heart attacks by 5 times. Furthermore, marijuana contains carcinogens, and there's a strong link between adolescent marijuana use and very aggressive form of testicular cancer. Furthermore, it damages the lungs, and marijuana users tend to have many more sick days than non-smokers, usually because of respiratory problems.
Most of the symptoms you have mentioned are quite mild compared to substances that are currently legal, such as alcohol and tobacco. Let people make decisions for themselves. It's not the government's responsibility to be everyone's mother.
Any substance like that will get people hooked and cause them to be dependent on it.
That's actually not true. Only 9% of people who have smoked marijuana become dependent. Also, the withdrawal is quite mild and only lasts about 2 weeks, with symptoms such as irritability, irritability and trouble sleeping. However, this is nothing compared to what alcoholics and habitual cigarette smokers experience during withdrawal. That's very true.
Even if marijuana isn't that bad, it leads to drugs that are. Marijuana is a gateway drug that leads to harder substances, using drug adolescents desensitize the brain's dopamine centers, causing it to crave harder substances.
Same thing with alcohol and nicotine, bro. Yet those aren't illegal. Most marijuana users never become addicted to a harder substance, such as heroin and cocaine. In fact, marijuana may be a gateway out drug. Some opiate users find it easier to quit if they're using marijuana. In states where marijuana is legal, the number of opiate deaths have decreased. Regardless, many users actually even stop using marijuana when they start their career and family. Marijuana prohibition is just pretty much necessary and unfair. So many kids are getting in trouble and getting their futures ruined for using a substance that really isn't harmful. True. Not to mention the minorities that are constantly being mistreated by the justice system and receive longer sentences than whites who are guilty of the same crime.
Interesting point. Realistically, however, it is the kids' fault. We have laws that they are expected to follow in order to maintain safety and in order. If they do not use marijuana, they will not be arrested. We cannot take the blame for their actions.
How exactly does marijuana prohibition make the world safer? Crimes committed while using marijuana are much lower than crimes committed while drunk. Furthermore, Colorado has seen a decrease in crime since legalizing marijuana. Most importantly, legalizing marijuana takes power from the gangs and gives it back to the government. Gangs survive on the income from marijuana and other drugs, however, will be severely crippled if marijuana can be bought legally. Prohibition has a history of encouraging organized crime. Alcohol prohibition was known to fail to reduce the alcohol use, but instead caused organized crime to flourish as it had never before.
So your solution to organized crime is to put marijuana shop at every corner?
Maybe, and also it's much more profitable to make marijuana legal through many ways. First off, the U.S. spends billions of marijuana control a year, which could be spent on helping empower rise through social programs and improved education system. Also, the government will be able to tax marijuana sales, therefore bringing in more income without spending much. Colorado is actually expecting between 5 and 22 million in marijuana tax revenue a year. Finally, jail overcrowding has become a big problem over the past couple years. And legalization would relieve the system by putting those in jail for petty possession crimes.
I still don't see how increasing the use of marijuana will solve the issue.
It's really not increasing the use of marijuana. It's so easy to get right now. However, if it's sold legally, people won't need to go to gangs and get it. Also, they won't get all the harmful things that are mixed with it. Ooh, that was weird. Making marijuana legal is not encouraging more people to smoke, but instead making it safer for those who already do.
It looks like we're out of time. Just as my last comment, just remember that marijuana has been legal for decades and should stay that way.
It's time to end the stigma as a quite harmless drug. These are new times, and it's times to come up with new solutions for today's problems. Recreational marijuana legalization is one of them.
Check out our website for more information and the opinions of medical experts on the issue. Furthermore, don't forget to answer the survey questions to this segment about who you thought won the debate, as well as discuss your opinions on our forum.
We'll be right back after the break.
needing to be held, not by me, of course, but by this beautiful candle holder. So heavy, so nice.
Welcome. Welcome. We are happy to have you here to tell us your remarkable story
No.
of how you acted out against women's right on education and survived a serious gunshot wound.
I'm very happy to be here, O'Reilly. I actually have a few words from my speech to share with you all to get a sense of what I was going through at the time and my exact emotions during this tough time. There are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers who are not only speaking for human rights, but who are struggling to achieve their goals of education, peace, and quality. I'm very happy to be here, O'Reilly. I actually have a few words from my speech to share with you all to get a sense of what was going through at the time and my exact emotions during this tough time. There are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers who are not only speaking for human rights, but who are struggling to achieve their goals of education, peace, and quality. Thousands of people have been killed by terrorists and millions have been injured. I am just one of them. So here I stand, the girl among many. I speak not for myself, but for all girls and boys. I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. Those who have fought for their rights. I'm trying to be slow again. Those who have fought for their rights, their right to live in peace, their right to be treated with dignity, their right to equality of opportunity, their right to be educated. On the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. Damn. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed. And then, out of silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change our aims and stop our ambitions, but nothing changed us. Nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born. I am the same Malala. My ambitions are the same, my hopes are the same, my dreams are the same.
I am speechless, and it is remarkable that you were able to come off so strongly from this all. You definitely have made a huge change in the world. What was your initial reaction due to all of this?
I couldn't believe that this was consistently happening, and I felt that I should stand up not just for myself, but for every other person struggling for their own rights to an education. Being executed for wanting to have rights to a right education is cruel. I'm glad I was able to stand up and reach out when I could.
What do you hope to see in the future for Swat Valley?
I hope to see equality within women, and I hope that the Taliban is not still prevalent in my native land. I hope that I have made a profound impact on people and can get women their equal rights to their own education.
We appreciate you sharing your speech with us. Thank you so much for your time, Malala.
Thank you. Those who have fought for their rights, their right to live in peace, their right to be treated with dignity, their right to equality of opportunity, their right to be educated. On the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. Damn. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed. And then, out of silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change our aims and stop our ambitions, but nothing changed us. Nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born. I am the same Malala. My ambitions are the same, my hopes are the same, my dreams are the same. Come to the Voties, best time world market out there. You got the Mattawan location, the Marble location. Everybody goes there, Tito, you should go there. I'll make you a nice Devotees classic, you know what I'm saying? The chicken cutlet, some mutts, the roasted red peppers, delicioso, you know what I'm saying? Forget about it. Coming live from you to Staten Island too, and Italy. Have a good day.
We will be discussing a very influential person in pop culture.
Emma Watson, most known for her role as Hermione in the famous Harry Potter series, has become an influential political figure. Hoping to eliminate the stigma against feminism, she gave a speech in front of the UN about her new campaign called He for She. She hopes to establish feminism as a movement of gender equality for both genders rather than just a movement unfairly promoting women.
Many feel that feminism is a movement of man-haters and is full of biases. She hopes to establish a more realistic view of feminism.
And now, we'd like to welcome Emma Watson.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming. So enlighten us on your new campaign.
Here's a question. Would you say being a feminist is the same as being a man-hater? You hate man.
Not at all. A feminist is someone who fights for gender equality.
That includes men?
Yes, exactly. Feminism is about men and women having the same opportunities. The reason I started this campaign was because I wanted to educate the world. I wanted them to know the word feminism isn't about making women better than men. It isn't about making men feel bad either.
So what social justice did you focus on?
I focused on a lot on the fact that women make less than men, salary-wise.
Women get paid less?
Yes, women get paid an average of 7 cents less than men.
7 cents isn't that much of a difference.
It's a huge difference. 7 cents adds up. But it's not the fact that it's 7 cents. I would make this argument even if it was 1 cent.
That's significant, don't you think?
Not at all. It's the fact that men make more. It's simply unfair. Why should women be paid less?
It's a perfect example that women are still looked at as less able to do jobs to the same ability as men.
In fact, kids are being told from the start that girls are inferior. You throw like a girl. What is that supposed to mean? Also, men are constantly also told that having emotions make them less manly. It seems that guys can only cry if someone close to them dies.
I cry during movies.
Are men supposed to be emotionless blobs, or are we going to start accepting the fact that they're people too?
Yeah, I see your point. Like you said in your speech, the first step is admitting there's an issue. We can't go on pretending there's not a problem or we'll find a solution.
I couldn't agree more. Many people are against feminism because they seem to hate chivalry. What is wrong with a man doing something nice for a woman? Just because something is old-fashioned doesn't make it bad.
I agree with your point as long as you're okay with that going both ways. A relationship is all about mutual respect. So maybe the man can pay for the first date, but then they alternate. Women are not incapable of making money, and a relationship is all about sharing, even the cost.
Can't say I wouldn't mind a free meal. Well, what exactly motivated you to become this dedicated to this issue?
I just always thought it was a problem that needed to be addressed. However, after my speech, a website threatened to release nude photos of me to shut me up. First of all, I knew that wasn't possible because they didn't exist. But this shed additional light on the issue. Because I spoke up my mind, I was threatened. People want women to shut up because they are afraid of change and don't want to share the power.
Many people may agree with your point of view, but don't want to be labeled as a feminist.
Well, sorry for them, but if you believe in gender equality, you're a feminist. Gender equality and feminism are synonyms. Feminism is not as far-fetched as many people think.
Clearly not. In fact, many celebrities have jumped on the bandwagon. Harry Styles, Douglas Booth, Kate Bosworthy, Paloma Faith, Russell Crowe,
Yeah.
Chloe Moretz, and Simon Pegg have all been shown to support the campaign through social media. Who else do you think should support the campaign?
Everyone. Most men have sisters, mothers, daughters, etc. Most fathers want the best for their daughters. Well, this is a campaign to give them that. The world can be hostile for women, and it's time to change that.
Cannot agree anymore.
And as I said in my speech, if not me, who? If not now, when?
I know it will be me, and now I hope others will follow.
Thank you for having me and letting me speak my mind.
Thank you for making the world a better place.
And now we'd like to insert a clip of the highlights of her speech.
And we'll be right back after the break.
Hi, I'm Monica Benjamin, the directing supervisor of McGoogle News Channel 4. Unfortunately, we had to let go our other two anchors as they lacked passion and literacy. However, we have found a new anchor who is very qualified and we will be able to take over their role. She graduated with a degree in journalism from Yale and has been to many different countries and speaks 5 languages: English, French, Italian, Arabic, and Mandarin.
And Mandarin. Okay, yeah.
Rebecca.
That was just so funny. Okay.
She's traveled to many countries such as Albania, Algeria, Argentina, Bolivia, Egypt, Afghanistan, Italy, Spain, as well as obviously the United States and England. She's very experienced in global affairs and has a deep understanding of global issues, unlike the other two, which is why we let them go. Hopefully they'll find a good job at McDonald's. So I'd like to introduce Sarah Adams, our new anchor. So Sarah, are you excited to be here?
I'm really excited. Sorry. Just look at your face. You look so happy.
I just smacked the laugh out of me because of you.
Hi, Monica. I'm happy to be here.
My name's Miss Benjamin. That's fine.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So as you said, I traveled a lot around the world, and I really do truly care about the people around me, and I like to participate in any global affairs or charities that I can.
Tell me about your family.
Well, I have a really large family and from a lot of backgrounds, so that's the reason why I've traveled a lot. And I've noticed that on my travels, I have always been I've always been educated a lot on the world around me as I visit my family.
Very, very interesting. And are you excited to be here?
Yes.
Fantastic. So hopefully our ratings will go up because they were quite low with the other 2 pieces of garbage. Thank you, Monica Benjamin, supervisor of McGoogle News 4.